Today in Algebra 2, Chapter 2, Section 7, we're going to look at absolute value functions and their transformations. Okay, the parent function of absolute value is y equals the absolute value of x. It's the simplest absolute value that we can get. Okay, that vertex is happening at 0, 0, and the slope is 1, which means it's rising 1, running 1. And so you can put those points in there, and so it makes this side right here. Okay, also because it's absolute value, it goes on the other side also, so it's up 1 and over 1 this direction as well. Okay, so absolute value function makes a V. It comes to a point or a vertex, and then you have two sides going up or down symmetrically. What would happen if we made it negative? Y equals negative absolute value of x. Okay, well, we still have that same vertex at 0, 0, but the negative tells you it's going to go down. So we're going to go down 1 and over 1. Okay, and so we're just going to have that same thing, but it's going to be upside down. Okay, same slope. Okay, a negative 1 and a positive 1. It's just going in a downward direction. So the negative just changes it and makes it go down. Okay, on the first page we said that the parent function of the absolute value is y equals the absolute value of x. Okay, let's go ahead and graph that again. It has a vertex at 0, 0. It's going up 1 and over 1 to the right, and up 1 and over 1 to the left. Okay, so it's making this V. Okay, so now let's take a look at the shifts that can happen with the graph. The general form of your absolute value is going to be y equals a. That tells you if it's going up or down, times the absolute value of x minus h. That h is going to give you the shift in the x-axis, and then plus k out here, and that gives you the shift in the y. Okay, so let's look at an example. Y equals, okay, let's make a be, 2/3. Okay, so remember that's your slope, and it's positive, so that means it's going up. And let's go x minus 2, and then we'll put plus 3. Okay, now let's look at that. With the parent function, y equals the absolute value of x, we have a vertex of 0, 0. Okay, now let's look inside your absolute value bars. Okay, it has minus 2 with that x. Okay, that's a minus 2. Okay, with what's in the absolute value bars with the x, the translation is never true to the sign with your x. So when we look at that minus 2, it's not going to go to the left 2, it's going to go to the right 2. So our vertex is changing to 2, and then the shift in the y is up 3, and the y value is true to the sign. So if we started right here at 0, 0 on our graph, and we said the shift is to the right 2 and up 3, and there is your new vertex. Okay, now we're looking at this 2/3, which is a right here, and that's our slope. It's positive, so we know it's going up. So we're going to go, from our vertex, we're going to go up 2 and over 3. Okay, up 2 and over 3. Now also, when we do that, we have to do it to the other side. So we're going to go up 2 and back 3. Up 2 and back 3. Okay. And that's going to be symmetrical. Always will be symmetrical. Okay, so when we have the shift in the graph, if the number is inside your absolute value bars, it's a shift in the x-axis, not true to the sign. It will go the opposite direction. And then your k right here is true to the sign. It is a shift in the y. And a, if it's positive, it goes up. If it's negative, it goes down. And it's just the slope. Let's look at another one that has a shift. Okay, we have the graph here where we have our parent function already written. Y equals the absolute value of x. Okay, that vertex again is at 0, 0. Everything is with respect from 0, 0. So let's do another. Let's do y equals negative 2 times the absolute value of x minus 1, close your absolute value, plus 3. Okay, so if we start at 0, 0, which is where our our vertex, our original vertex is, and we look at the shift in the x, it has right here a -1. So we're not going to go to the left one, we're going to go to the right one. That means we're going to the right one, so your x value of your vertex is 1. And then we're going to go up 3, so the y value of your vertex is 3. So we have the -1, which we get 1 from, and the +3, and there's your vertex. So we're going to go 1, 3 is your vertex. Okay, now we have to look at the a, which is -2. Okay, that's your slope. That tells us it's going down. So we're going to go down 2 over 1, down 2 over 1 the other direction. Okay, and we're going to do that. We can put as many points as we like on there. Okay, down 2 over 1. And remember, this is also going to be symmetrical every single time. Okay, so when we compare the parent function to the new function, the vertex of the parent function is at 0, 0. Okay, so how did it change? How did this go? We went to the right one and up 3, and that is your vertex, to the right one and up 3. And then we said, okay, a is -2, so we know it's going down, and that -2 means down 2 and over 1. So for the quiz, this is what I want to know. I'm going to ask you, what is the parent function for absolute value? And you're going to tell me y equals the absolute value of x. I'm going to ask you, what is its vertex? And you're going to tell me 0, 0. Okay? Then I'm going to ask you, what does a tell you? What does a tell you? It tells you if it opens up or if it's down. Okay, so I want you to say, if a is positive, the graph opens up. If a is negative, then the graph is going to open down. The next thing I want to know is that the shift in the x is not true to the sign. And I want you to know that the shift in the y-axis is true to the sign. Okay, those are the things I would know for the video quiz on this tomorrow. Y'all have an awesome day.